Okay, we got company.
Hi, sir. How are you? You over here at the tank plant? Can you talk to me? Are we gonna sit here and stare at each other? Can you talk to me? Can you tell me what you're doing? Anything? We had somebody calling about you being out here. Nothing? Can you tell me your name? Do you work for the military? Do you work in the military? Aren't you hot? Nothing?
I don't even think you can. You're allowed
I don't
to film
think
with
you're
these
not.
facilities.
No, I don't think you are either.
Hi, bud.
All you gotta do
Please
is let
don't
us.
pull your hands anywhere, man.
Can you
Keep
do
your hands
it?
up for
Look.
me, please.
Can you do us a favor? I know, I mean, you're well within your right to stand out here, videotape, okay? Go ahead. Look,
Doing it stupid, please.
you're making us nervous. We don't want to do anything to harm you. Look, you're making us nervous. We don't want to do anything to harm you. All you need to let us know is what's going on and that you're okay, and we'll leave you be.
Please keep your hands where we can see them, man. Don't make a big deal about this.
Do you have any weapons on you, sir?
It's got bulges everywhere, though. That's the problem.
We're not gonna. We don't want to do anything to cause you any type of upset or anything like that. We just need to ask you basic questions. Okay? Look, yeah, we're just
We're gonna do that for now. Stop, man, please. Please don't.
Oh, they're grabbing me. They're grabbing me. Am I being detained or
I'll hold
what?
this for you, okay?
Okay, I'm being
Look.
detained.
Stop,
Hey,
man.
look.
I'm illegal.
This video opens mid-confrontation because the most alarming moment in this entire compilation happens before any legal argument is made. 3 officers physically grab a journalist who has been standing silently on a public sidewalk. They're grabbing me. They're grabbing me. Am I being detained? I'm being detained. I'm illegally being detained. The context: a journalist standing outside a military facility with a camera and a covered face. He said nothing. He showed nothing. He simply stood on a public sidewalk and filmed. Officers approached, asked questions he declined to answer, told him repeatedly they did not want to harm him, and then grabbed him anyway. I do not consent to any searches or seizures of my property. His camera is placed on the ground. His pockets are padded. I do not consent for you to undress me, sir. The officer's justification for all of this: his face is covered. Is that against the law, sir? Nobody answers, because it is not against the law. What follows across 4 encounters in this video is a single consistent theme: citizens exercising rights they have, officers demanding things they are not entitled to, and cameras capturing every moment of the gap between the two.
Being detained.
I'm gonna hold this for you. We're gonna set it right here on the ground, okay?
What are you doing, man? What do you got in your pockets? You got anything in
down on the ground for you.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
I don't consent to any searches or seizures of my property.
Do you have any weapons?
I do
or
not
anything
consent
like that,
for you
sir?
to undress me, sir.
Okay, well your face is covered up here right now, okay?
Is that against the law, sir?
You're covering your face.
Is that against the law?
What's going on,
Well, it's
man?
a business when you're standing outside of a
I'm done answering
secure
questions.
zone. You're standing outside of a secure zone facility, a military facility. You got your face covered up. You're videotaping the facility.
What are you trying to prove out here, man?
I'm a citizen journalist. I'm
Okay.
gathering content for a story, and I was attacked by 3 cops
You were attacked.
from the Warren Police Department. We
Oh.
got,
Kanaya 133.
You were attacked.
who do we got here? Reed.
Officer Reed 140.
Who's this holding my left arm, bending my wrist?
Rose.
Officer Rose,
Yeah.
025. Is that correct?
Okay,
Thank you, Officer Rose.
Write him down. That's
Where do you live
all I
at?
wanted to do. I mean, it's popping out right here.
We
It's
just want to
popping out
make
on the
sure you
side.
don't have
You're
any
making
weapons.
motions.
And
You can
Okay,
understand.
guys,
you know
look
you
at my
were-
arms here. These guys, these
Listen.
cops,
Oh, don't even
these
start
cops
with
assaulted me. This was an assault.
It's
This was an
actually not.
attack.
that.
Okay.
It's not. Would you like medical assistance, sir? Would you like medical assistance? I can call the fire department for you if you'd like. Do you want medical assistance?
You guys are dismissed. You may leave now.
No, we're not.
No. We got called out here for.
Do you have a license to be out here right now
Dispatch.
doing this journalism? Do you have a license to be out here right now? No, you don't, do you?
I'm all set. Did you get a hold of
We ID you.
Okay, so you
Listen.
see none of these cops have body cameras on, so they attacked me. I have it all recorded.
So do we.
They did not
We have
record it.
microphones.
You have your ID and we'll be out of here.
In the city of Warren, there's an ordinance that if someone calls out here to investigate a crime, you must identify yourself. Just want you to know that, okay?
Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
We got called out here.
Do you suspect me of committing
matter.
a
Hey,
crime?
listen.
Yes
Hey,
or
yes,
no?
Hold on.
Yes, I do.
Listen.
Yes, we do.
Listen.
What crime is that, sir?
I'm not sure. But it's awfully
Somebody
suspicious to
called
me.
you. Somebody called us, okay? You made somebody nervous enough to call. You can get your hat. Go ahead. Listen, you made somebody nervous enough to call us, correct? Okay? That on right there is technically, grab that arm, okay? You can't hurt me with a camera. I'm just saying. They called us out here, okay? We're investigating a crime. If a crime had been committed, you'd be in handcuffs in the backseat of a car. However, you're making gestures towards your hip.
What crime do you suspect me of committing, Officer Kanaya?
I don't suspect you of committing anything right now. However, you are detained right now because we were investigating a crime, because somebody called us out here. And due to that fact, okay, well, I'm going to see these gentlemen right here, okay?
Okay, guys, you see what kind of
Stay there.
company we get from
Stay
photography.
here.
I am detained.
Yes, you are. Reasonable suspicion that a crime is afoot now.
Okay.
Okay.
We weren't trying to make a big deal. We're just seeing what's going on. You're more than well within your right to stand out here, videotape whatever you want. However, I'm not sure about the rules on videotaping federal facilities, but I know at some facilities you cannot take pictures or videotape their facilities from anywhere. I know that is a crime. Do I
Okay,
know
so
that?
you see this cop doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, when it comes to federal laws. Are you guys okay with this guy standing out here?
They said they've had them all out here.
Are you guys okay with him standing out here? Because if he's okay, I'm getting out of here. He's being a major asshole. That's his right. That's fine. I don't care. He's okay to be here? All right. You have a nice day, sir.
Look at this cop, he's cussing at me. I wanna charge this cop with disorderly conduct for cussing in public.
Move on.
Sir, you can't stand on the sidewalk. If you're gonna walk around, it's fine.
Okay, so this cop, I wanna charge this cop with disorderly conduct for cussing.
It's not against the law of freedom of speech. It's your constitutional right.
Okay, so
Like yours.
this cop, these cops are protecting their own, man. Look at this, guys. Look at all the attention photography gets, guys.
Watch behind you.
Look at this.
Right, exactly. Well, you said you were doing a documentary or something like that, so once you get back to that, you'll be all set.
I want a someone's card. Can you give me your card, sir?
We're not issued cards.
Can I get a department card? You don't issue cards?
I gave you my name. You have it on video. Everybody gave you their
So I can
name.
file a complaint. Who's your chief?
Our chief, we have Commissioner Green. We have two sergeants over there if you wish to speak with the supervisor.
I do.
Okay. Hey, you know our name. What's your name, sir? Mr. Tough Guy.
I want this cop charged with swearing disorderly conduct.
I'm talking to you.
I hear it. It's disorderly conduct.
What law is that?
Disorderly conduct law.
Time for you to move on.
Disturbing the peace.
Get back to what you were doing.
He's disturbing my peace with his swearing. Officer Lamond 193.
Tough guy.
Look at this tyrant. Look at this guy. He's a tough guy now. Look at that walk of shame. The walk of shame, guys.
Hold on a second. Whoa.
I can't.
Where are you going?
I'm walking on the sidewalk.
Walk up on us.
I want to go down. I'm going that way.
Hold on a second.
Well, get off the sidewalk so I can move. You're obstructing my right to move
on a
freely. Okay, so now I am being detained. You're detaining me.
I'm preventing you from walking
You tell
up
me I'm
on
detained. I can't move. I want to walk down
preventing
that
you
way.
from walking up behind my other officers. who are
Okay,
over
then
here.
I'll walk around them. These guys, man. How many guys does it take? These guys. Don't attack any more photographers today. There goes the walk of shame, guys.
This segment closes the Warren PD encounter with the most legally significant discovery in this video, and the most publicly humiliating exit for officers who conducted an illegal detention without body cameras running. You see, none of these cops have body cameras on, so they attacked me. I have it all recorded. They did not. Officer Reed 140, Officer Rose 025, both names collected on the journalist's camera because they have no body cameras and no official record of their own conduct. The city ordinance ID bluff is challenged immediately. In the city of Warren, there's an ordinance that if someone calls out here to investigate a crime, you must identify yourself. The journalist's counter. Do you suspect me of committing a crime? Yes or no? The officer. I'm not sure, but it's awfully suspicious to me. Not a crime. Not an articulable suspicion. Just nervous feelings. Do you have a license to be out here right now doing this journalism? The journalist's response. Do you? Do you have a license? Then the walk of shame. Officer Lamond 193. The journalist names it in real time. Look at this cop. Look at this tyrant. Look at this guy. He's a tough guy now. Walk of shame, guys. Don't attack any more photographers today.
What stands out in this situation is that officers approached, physically restrained the cameraman's hands, and forced his camera to the ground, even though he was operating on a public sidewalk, largely because they felt nervous and viewed his presence as unusual. Their actions were justified under claims of officer safety and checking for weapons. But legally, recording in public does not automatically create reasonable suspicion sufficient to justify a detention or the seizure of someone's personal property. The cameraman initially exercised his right to remain silent and later argued to defend his individual rights throughout the encounter. If you agree with this man's position, leave the number 5 in the comments section below.
Hey, brother.
How's it going today, sir?
How are you?
Good, bro.
Yeah, cool. So,
Officer Brother Metro. The reason that we're here.
What's your badge number, bro?
16291. We're here because they had an issue. Did you have an issue with them yet?
No. Did you educate them? She came out and tried to say that.
You just saw me pull up.
No. I'm telling you. I didn't know if maybe you came around the other side now. Because they can come both.
Okay, cool.
She walked up, said you can't film from here, and I said, you know, I'm on a public sidewalk. I can film anything I want in public sidewalk. I was just getting shots of Billings. I did that, Turnberry. Cool. I'm traveling. She goes, you're not allowed unless you get permission from the Turnberry Palace, right? Yeah. I'm like, I've been filming it for 10 minutes, but Turnberry Palace to film their property. I said, I'm allowed to film anything from public. You have to create the privacy. I can film anything right here. You know that. I mean, right? I mean, I'm in the right.
Are you from out of town just taking some?
I don't answer questions, but I'm just taking shots.
Good.
I will let you know I'm taking shots.
Okay. Do you have ID on you?
No.
Can you tell me your name?
No.
So all I need to know.
I'm not gonna ID for something because I'm not doing a crime. I'm not just doing anything that you can even accuse me of being a crime.
No, I'm not
filming from a
you.
public sidewalk right here.
Hey, I never even said you were in trouble.
I know. I'm just saying I'm not gonna ID when I don't have to. That's my given right. That's what.
You need to tell me at least the name. All I gotta do is type it in.
I'm good citizen.
We'll be good.
Good citizen.
That's not. I don't think
you don't have to type it in for me because I've never been on their property and there's no call on me.
You're not in trouble.
I know, but
I just want to know what's happening.
I don't have to give a name.
What's your name?
So I don't have to give a name. I refuse that. I'm gonna go with Fifth Amendment and just not talk. I thought you were cool at first.
I am. All I'm asking is the
audit with
name.
you.
That's all. I just wanted you to know your name.
No, I'm good citizen right now. That's my name. She wouldn't give me her name either, so there's no reason to give names. You're a public official. That's the only reason you gave me your name.
What?
The only reason you gave me your name is you're a public official.
No.
She didn't give me her name.
No, it's common courtesy. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I'm a good citizen. That's all right.
Okay.
I'm not gonna ID you.
Okay.
I just wanted them to be educated. Only reason I hung around, I told her it's on film. I said, she goes, you've been here 8 minutes. I said, I was filming the bones. I'm about to leave, but you threatened to call the cops, and he said he was gonna call the cops. I don't run from the cops. I'm gonna stay right here because I've had it happen at other places.
Okay.
Normally, the cop comes and educates them, lets them know I can film from the sidewalk whatever I want, and as long as I don't touch their property, they can't do anything about it.
Okay.
And then once that's over with, once you educate them, I'm gone. Because I'm going down to this, down to the next area on the strip in the downtown to film. That's what I'm doing. So they wasted 30 minutes of my time, but now you can educate them. Is there anything else I can help you with?
You're the one that stuck around. I don't.
No, I'm just making sure. I'm not detained, right? You said I hadn't committed a crime.
On the sidewalk.
Yep.
Seemed pretty all right.
Not blocking any traffic. Nothing coming through. I would have already drove off, but I had to wait for you guys. Which is all right. It's nice weather today, finally.
You're in the shade.
Well, I was in the sun. No, I like the sun. Can I look at the car while you're here, or are you not cool with that? I'm not gonna make you uncomfortable.
That is on private property.
You're right. You're right. I can't touch it.
So
no, you're right. You're right. You got me, bro. You got me. I wanted to check out the car.
So
but I
educated you.
You did,
on
which is good, and I'm good with that.
I feel like you should, pay it back with tell me your name.
I'm never gonna do that.
Oh,
but on
I will
this,
not educate you anymore.
Okay, but on this, man, I'm gonna make you probably at this point you're like a B-. You're doing good.
A B? Come on.
Only because you're pushing the name thing, bro, and I don't have to give it to you because I'm not committing a crime and there's no suspicion of a crime. And I hope, that's what he's doing. I hope he's educating her, right? Or educating him. They're both Karens to me at this point because they wouldn't identify.
Oh, you use that word, Karen. I don't like that.
I only do it when it's notable, bro.
Not even that. It's like it's so.
I know it's pretty bad. My aunt doesn't like it. That's her name.
All right.
How long you been working out here? No. Oh, okay.
How long you been here in Vegas?
I don't answer questions.
Oh, good.
But I like to talk to you guys and find out what you're doing because you're public officials, and, and if you're doing a good job, that's good. I like to tell people that you guys actually do good jobs. State to state, man. You name and badge number, bro?
What's up, man? No, Officer Magana, P number 16663.
This gentleman doesn't answer questions.
And I just wanted to make sure you had educated them that I'm allowed to film from public sidewalks. That's the only reason I hung around. I was filming the buildings, and she said I couldn't. And she said she was calling the cops.
already.
I tried to, but they were like, we're calling the cops. You're going to... I'm like, all right, you can educate. And I told them they're going to get an education, which is good. And she tells me after she called the cops, why didn't you leave yet? I'm not leaving because she called the cops. That's the right. And now I want to ask you, because I've always wanted to ask
If you
cop
have
this.
nothing better to do, that's fine.
I just wanted to ask you. No, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I will never go on their property.
You're gonna get trespassed? All right, thanks, man.
But I want to ask you one more question. Can I ask you one more just for education for me?
I don't answer questions, sir.
Oh, that's good, bro. That's good, bro. I like that. That's good. But I'm glad you educated them, bro. That makes me happier than you'll ever know.
This encounter features the most lighthearted resolution in this entire video, because the officer who arrives is genuinely reasonable. The hotel employee who called police is the one who ends up embarrassed, and the auditor grades the officer's performance in real time. A hotel employee told the auditor he could not film from the public sidewalk without Turnberry's permission. He explained the law. She threatened to call police. He stayed, because he does not run from police, and because he knew the officer who arrived would educate her, not him. I'm going to go with Fifth Amendment and just not talk. The officer asks for a name anyway, just to type in. The auditor. Good citizen. That's my name. The officer pushes. Just common courtesy. The auditor. She didn't give me her name. You gave me your name because you're a public official. I'm a private citizen. The officer confirms. Filming from the public sidewalk is legal. He goes to educate the hotel employee. The auditor grades the encounter. You're doing good. I'm going to make you probably a B-. The only reason I'm giving you a B is because you're pushing the name thing, bro. And I don't have to give it to you because I'm not committing a crime. Badge 16,663. Officer Mana P. named. The hotel employee is called a Karen. The officer agrees it applies. And the auditor departs the way he planned to from the beginning.
It all started with a lawful act, filming on a public sidewalk. However, the situation escalated when someone assumed they had the authority to control a shared public space and threatened to call the police. The issue wasn't the camera, but an overreaction and lack of understanding of constitutional rights. When law enforcement arrived, they quickly confirmed that filming was lawful and addressed the other party. The entire incident was recorded, showing that when you call the police without cause to suppress a lawful freedom, you end up becoming the focus of the situation.
Sheriff's office.
Yes, sir.
The reason why I'm here today is I got a call from, we got dispatched to this location because they were having some concerns about an individual that was taking some photographs of this plant.
Yes,
apparently
sir.
you had members of, or you had employees of this plant wanted to get some identification. Apparently you told them that you were with you're a reporter of some sort.
Yeah, I was just out here getting some pictures of the plant, International Flavors and Fragrances. I mean, they make a lot of the flavors and fragrances that are in everyday products, perfumes, everyday drinks, and I just thought it was pretty interesting. Most people probably don't know that this is here or what they do.
Right.
So I was just doing a story on the plant and what they do, and I was trying to get some.
Have you talked to anyone from the employees?
No, I haven't talked to any. Well, only person who came out, I talked to the Allied Security. He was the only one that came out. I haven't talked to anybody else, though.
Okay, very good. Anyways, the other reason why we're here is because this is considered a secured site. It's associated with the Homeland Security. As a result of which, it's one of the reasons why I'm here to investigate what you're doing, just to see what's going on. And also because of the fact that this is associated with Homeland Security, that's the secondary reason why JSO is here contacting you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have your ID?
No, I don't.
Do you have any form of identification?
No, I'm not.
Look,
all right. So I'm on public property. I'm not on their property. I'm not going to identify myself. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm on public property, taking pictures from a public space of anything I can see in public.
Who do you work for?
I'd rather not say. I mean, I'm working on this story, and when it's published, I'll y'all know.
Okay. So you can't even tell me the name of the publication or the international or the internet magazine that you work for?
No, sir. I mean, I don't see why I would need to.
You have to understand that because of the security connections that are with this company, that's one of the reasons why I'm here. And so I'm just trying to put their
and I told him that, hey, I have no ill will, no ill intent. I'm not going to come on your property. I'm going to stay out here on the public right of way. I have no intent to interact with any of the people that work here. I just want to take my video, my photos, and publish my story.
Okay. But you don't have any identification on you, or you don't want to show it to me?
Nah, well, both.
Well, because that's the problem in the state of Florida. Even on public ground, you have to have either a driver's license or identification.
That's not true.
That is true.
No, sir. I don't have to show it to you. I don't have to show you my ID. I've done nothing wrong. I'm not suspecting of committed any crimes. Okay. 901.151 Florida State statute says I have to, in order for me to give you my identification, I have to have been committing a crime, have committed a crime, or about to commit a crime. I've done neither.
But you need identification on you, just in case something should happen.
Right, I can give you my information if something happens. Well, I mean, like I said, a lot of interactions that I have with police, they just, if I do have my ID on me, they just go inside my pockets. Even if I consent to a frisk, which I don't have any weapons, nothing on me. I don't carry anything on me for that point except for my keys. That's the only thing I carry on me. But if I did carry on it, a lot of officers have overstepped their bounds, gone into my pockets, even me consenting to a pat down, not a search, which means you can't go into my pockets. They've gone into my pockets.
Aware of what that is.
I understand. I'm not saying you don't, but I'm saying other officers have gone into my pockets, taken my wallet out, and taken my ID out. So I've learned not to carry that. It's a shame. I know. I mean, it is a shame that it's come to that.
I think it could. I don't think that would work in your advantage. That's the only thing in case something should happen.
Right, but you're going to leave, and my privacy is still going to be respected. So I believe it has worked out in my favor.
I know. It's just in that off chance if something incredibly tragic should happen.
Yes, sir.
The first responders would be able to at least notify a family member because they know exactly who they're dealing with.
Right.
And as a family man myself, and I don't know if you're one or not, I know that my family would definitely appreciate where to go to in case I should be found on the side of the road completely incapacitated because I can't speak for myself and I don't have any identification on me whatsoever other than my fingerprints.
Right,
God forbid if I get burned.
Yeah, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I just hope you understand where I'm coming from.
I don't, but I mean, I can understand your point of view.
Right.
I just don't agree with it.
And you know what? That's a beautiful thing. We don't have to agree.
Agreed. It is. But it's, I mean, at least put something in your shoe or something.
I mean, I guess I could do that. Yeah. I mean, that's a fair point.
Or like in the inside of your hat, something.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I mean, in the military, I was in the military and we carried things different places in my boots, right? Yes.
Exactly. All right. And you know, even if you don't want to put your ID in your hat or something like that, just something, some sort of
at least a name or something. Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Or at least a generic phone number. No one knows where it comes to, but if they call, they'll know it'll be a family member of someone that you trust.
Yeah, you make valid points, and I will. I might think about doing that. Honestly, I mean, at least a phone number. That you make a valid point.
I think just so someone could get the ball rolling, notify your family.
Yes, sir.
God forbid something should happen.
Yes, sir.
Because that's the whole reason why we have those IDs.
Right.
For the purpose of identification, not necessarily because we're trying to get into people's businesses, so we know exactly who we're dealing with.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, I just don't want my information out there because what happens is generally if you give your information over, you guys will generate a report. My name will be on it. It'll go to y'all's fusion center.
A report is going to be generated.
Right.
Through an undescript white male.
Right.
All right. So, I mean, full disclosure. I am going to be right.
I mean, do you mind if I get that number? That incident number?
Yeah. HQ 667. HQ Oscar 320. 1099, please. 1083.
Oscar 320, 1099 is going to be 107,967, 107,967.
I got you fast. I apologize, background, 10-9.
Oscar 320 is going to be 107,967, 107,967.
Is JSO good enough, or do you want Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I appreciate you being kind and courteous to me, sir. And you made valid points, and I would definitely take that into consideration. And I hope you understand. I'm not giving you a hard time either. I mean, I would think you would acknowledge that. I'm not giving you a hard time. No. I'm being polite. I'm not hollering at you. And that's not my intentions or what I'm out here doing.
I'm not picking up that vibe at all.
Okay.
But because I did come in contact with you, front of a chemical plant that is associated with Homeland Security is one of the major areas that we have to interject. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to be writing a report.
I understand. I understand. Right. You're doing what you should do. You're doing your job.
And we are recording.
Yes, sir. I'm recording too.
You are too.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you understand where we're coming from.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Appreciate it.
You have a good day. Y'all be safe.
Take it easy.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
This is the most professionally conducted police encounter in this entire video, and the most legally educational, because the JSO officer who responds is both knowledgeable enough to explain Homeland Security designation and honest enough to acknowledge when his ID argument is challenged. International Flavors and Fragrances, a chemical plant with Homeland Security connections. The journalist was photographing it for a story. Security called JSO. The officer explains the designation and the reason for contact. In the state of Florida, even on public ground, you have to have either a driver's license or identification. The journalist's response: that's not true. Then the specific statute. 901.151 Florida State Statute says in order for me to give you my identification, I have to have been committing a crime, have committed a crime, or about to commit a crime. The officer's response is not an arrest. It is a conversation. He explains why he thinks ID matters: emergency identification, family notification, safety. The auditor acknowledges the argument's validity while declining to comply. You make valid points, and I will think about doing that honestly. Incident number provided: HQ Oscar 320, 107967. Professional resolution. No charges. No arrest. No ID surrendered. I appreciate you being kind and courteous to me, sir.
The individual filming on a public sidewalk was not breaking the law and had no obligation to provide identification in the absence of reasonable suspicion of a crime. The situation became noteworthy when police approached and requested ID, citing security concerns related to a sensitive facility. However, the JSO officers maintained a professional demeanor, prioritizing persuasion over enforcement as the individual firmly asserted their rights to privacy. By the end of the encounter, the officers acknowledged the right to film and indicated they would clarify the boundaries of public property to the business involved. This serves as an example of how constitutional rights and public order can be balanced in real-world situations.
There's a pipeline.
You're obstructing traffic.
Petty is this. Anybody needs a bike lane, so somebody doesn't get and run you over.
Full of trash.
Over the sidewalk.
Is this a lawful stop?
It is.
No, it's not. What's the infraction? What's the infraction? What's the infraction? Before you go any further, is this a legal stop? What's the infraction?
You have your ID on you, sir.
What law did I break?
There's a bike lane.
I hurt your feelings?
Riding.
That's not a law. This,
Have your
this,
ID, please.
they haven't cleaned this since they put it in.
I understand that.
Apparently you don't.
I understand that it's dirty. What you need to do is give me your ID, or you can go to jail for refusal to identify.
Let's go.
Okay?
I'll take that charge, bro. This is illegal. I committed no infraction. This is crazy.
What's your name?
Bro, I don't have to identify.
You do.
No, I don't. What's the infraction? God. Name and badge number.
Stop reaching around in the bag.
You want my ID?
You kept refusing to. Don't reach around in the bag. Now you can give me your name.
Okay.
What's your last name?
Last letter of my last name.
What is your last
is T.
name? What's your last name?
I'm telling you what my last name is. The second letter of my last name is U.
We're not playing.
Why aren't you writing this down?
We're not playing this game.
Is your body cam running?
Yes, it is.
This is crazy. I'm requesting a sergeant. Can I get my ID?
No.
Oh God, you f***ing pussy. God.
Okay.
All right. I hope you.
And what's your first name?
I hope you don't like your qualified immunity, bro.
What's your first name, sir? Okay. Is it H-U?
Figure it out, bro.
And what's your birthday, sir? Sit tight for me.
You know this is illegal. What's the infraction? You still haven't told me. Exactly. Gotta be in the bike lane. It's a Fourth Amendment violation. Everything's been recorded. Do I have to tell you again?
Yes, please.
Legally? Law? Okay. Can you find out what the infraction is for me?
Yeah, man. I'm here in a second. You got lights.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I was in the I don't know, in the street, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they haven't cleaned this since they put it in.
Oh. Not too bad. I don't know what you have against the police.
Fourth Amendment violations.
Listen,
That's what I have against you.
I don't want you to get hit by a car.
You don't have to worry about me.
Riding
The
in
Supreme
the
Court's
road.
ruled on that.
There's a bike lane for that. Okay.
This is more like a gutter.
This is nice, dude. What do you mean? This is.
I'm not trying to get a flat tire.
There's leaves. That's
What happens when I get a flat tire and then I get robbed?
What happens when a car hits you? That's what I'm
That's
worried
what
about.
lights are for. We've been doing this 100 years in the street. What are you talking about? Quit cop-splaining. The pignorance is
What has happened before for you to?
Fourth Amendment. It's just you. Don't gaslight me. Don't gaslight me, okay? It's you. Right now.
Whenever I first took
Fourth
out my
Amendment
PA system behind you
violation.
and asked you to move over into the bike lane.
You don't.
This is the most absurd stop in this entire video, because the officer stops a cyclist for not using a dirty bike lane, cannot name the specific infraction that makes it an offense, and demands identification for a violation he cannot articulate. What's the infraction? Asked 4 times. Never answered with a specific statute. The officer's justification: the cyclist should be in the bike lane. The cyclist's counter: I was in the street because they haven't cleaned this since they put it in. There's leaves. There's debris. I don't want to get a flat tire. I hurt your feelings. That's not a law. The officer escalates anyway. Provide ID or face arrest for refusal to identify. The cyclist: I'll take that charge, bro. This is illegal. I committed no infraction. Then the name game. The cyclist begins spelling his last name 1 letter at a time. T. The officer asks for the next letter. U. The officer asks for the next. This continues until the officer's patience collapses, and the cyclist names the Fourth Amendment violation he is documenting. I don't know, man. The officer cannot find the infraction. You should probably look it up. Your qualified immunity is going to be tested, sir. Then the badge number request, which the officer never provides.
You can ask. You can
"Fuck
ask
you,"
me.
Okay. And then you still didn't move. And I told you that I was going to pull you over if you didn't move over to the bike lane.
And what is the infraction?
Bike lane, not the bike lane.
That's not a law.
Alright, you can start looking some stuff up. I'm sorry that I'm not able to properly.
You should probably look it up. Your qualified immunity's gonna be tested, sir. Name and badge number. What happened to that? I didn't think so, pussy. Sorry. Whole thing's on video. What do you? I don't know what happened. Why you don't like? No, I don't like you, dude. Like, come on. Have a good night, guys.
In this situation, a cyclist was stopped for not using the designated bike lane and was accused of obstructing traffic. The officer requested identification and threatened arrest, but the individual pushed back, arguing that the bike lane was unsafe due to debris and leaves. The dispute escalated when the officer demanded ID without clearly establishing a specific violation. The cyclist viewed this as a potential violation to Fourth Amendment protections against unreasonable searches and seizures. Tension rose further when the officer refused to provide their name and badge number, leading to a heated confrontation over the legal basis for the stop. This video is intended to raise awareness about individual rights through clear information, while emphasizing the importance of staying calm and protecting oneself lawfully.
And this is how this video ends, with the shortest and most honest exchange in any recent audit encounter. I don't like you, dude. Like, come on. Not aggressive, not threatening, just the unvarnished truth from a cyclist who was stopped for using a public street rather than a debris-filled bike lane, asked to identify himself for a violation that was never named, denied a badge number from an officer who refused to provide one, and watched the entire encounter produce nothing except a Fourth Amendment argument he put on record. Have a good night, guys. No ticket, no arrest, no ID surrendered, no infraction cited, no badge number provided, and the cyclist rides away having given the officer exactly what the officer was legally entitled to, nothing he was not required to give. For encounters, Warren, Las Vegas, Jacksonville, a dirty bike lane, different states, different authority figures, the same constitutional reality in every one. The camera was rolling, the rights were asserted, and not one of the 4 citizens in this video left in handcuffs.